All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. If she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How ya doing, Postal family? Everybody good, everybody cool, everybody clean, everybody crisp, everybody hairy. Let's talk. Y'all like my rants? I like my rants too, because I feel like I could be free and ain't got to filter too much. Some people get offended because they feel like it's directed at them. But ask me if I care. Go ahead, ask me. Jay, do you care? Nope. Jay, do you worry about what people have to say? Nope. Jay, do you? That's just me talking, and that's it. All right, let's talk, shall we? All right, so anybody hear about this little raise? Because somebody was saying something about a raise. I don't know. If anybody heard about a raise, leave the comment in the video description. Y'all are probably like, yo, Jay, you the one that's supposed to give us the information. I know the stuff. Y'all look it up. Leave it in the video description. Also, what's going on with the Postal leads? Why can't I hook up my allotment if I want to designate my money going here and there and there and there? Anybody know what number I need to call? Yeah, no, maybe leave that information in the video, in the comment section too, because I honestly need to know, because I don't, Anyway, so I'm talking to my homegirl, and yeah, she's a little disgruntled, and she just started not too long ago, and she's like, yo, Jay, I feel like quitting. I feel like losing it. I can't handle this, and this is not reasons that y'all think. And I'm like, well, what's going on? What you gonna quit for? You've been at it for about a year. And my girl was like, yo, I didn't. I'm like, hey, check this out. What really happened? What really happened? Did you steal something? Or did you, any racism? She's like, no, but I'm worried about managers and it got out of hand. And I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, man, I hope this girl didn't do what I think she did. But sure as shit stinks. There's a moral to this story. Slow your ass down. Don't switch it. There's a moral to this story. Managers, I hope you watching, because you can't do nothing about it. You're gonna have to watch. But yeah, so she's sitting there, she real disgruntled, young lady, very attractive lady. And yeah, she's commented a few times. I said I wasn't gonna say her name, so I'm gonna just make a name up for her. She's Keisha. There we go. We'll just use Keisha. Okay, so Keisha's sitting there, she's like, yo, Jay, I don't know what to do right now, so you're gonna be, and I'm like, she tried to hit me up. Finally, I give her a call, and she's crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? She's like, you're not gonna believe this. So I kind of got involved with a supervisor or 204B or whatever it was. And, things went a little out of hand. I mentioned something to one of my coworkers. It got back to him and now got to upper management. He told me about upper management knowing about it. And I'm scared I'm gonna lose my job. And I don't know, because, I'm not that kind of girl. And I'm sitting there like, do you ever watch this guy on YouTube named JH? Because I know JH spoke to everybody about this. But let's do a recap, shall we? So she's talking to me and I'm like, Jay ain't got no filter. So I got to remember she's the age of my daughter. So I got to be real cautious about it. So I was like, yo, you mind if I call Miss K up? And she's like, yeah, call her. I don't care, because I don't know what to do. And I'm like, all right, well, we call Miss K. Ding, ding. Miss K answers the phone. She's like, hello. And I'm like, yo, what's good? I got, Keisha on the phone, and she's like, well, what does Keisha want? I'm like, yo, she's going through some things right now. She's a lady. Maybe you could give some good advice. She was like, and this is her words, bitch, I'm on that wine right now, so you can hook it over, but I ain't gonna be filtered. And I'm like, oh man, here we go again. So she gets on the line and she gives her the rawness. She's like, well, what are you worried about, girl? She's like, oh, because everybody's going to know about me. And I'm sitting there like, well, yeah, she's going to be a little embarrassed. And, what we going with this, Jay? Because she was terrified because she messed with a supervisor. And the supervisor made her feel like she did something wrong. Why did you go and tell your homegirl and it got back to management and now we all gonna get in trouble? And so she was ready to quit. He's like, oh, you ruined my life, etc., etc., etc. First off, everybody at the post office is grown. We all agree, right? Do what you guys want to do, but you don't shit where you eat. That's what I say. Don't shit where you eat, because if things get sloppy, this is what you're going to deal with. Secondly, for those that are trying to make the come up on a supervisor, this doesn't seem to be the case. Just remember, there's a part 2 to this story with a different scenario that you guys are going to be like, stick around. So, you know, you're not going to gain anything from it. This individual had a little bit of power, and he's basically telling her that whatever's going on is her fault. And if things go sideways, then it would be her fault. So she was, new to the post office, which a lot of the new people do, and they run into these scenarios. Now, we're not saying that you can't find a significant other at the post office, because it does happen. You spend a lot of time there, but you have to pick and choose. If you're one of those good-looking young men, or good-looking young women, or good-looking in general, or whatever you want to call yourself, you have to understand there are people that are going to look at you. But you have to also understand that you're not the one. It's just your turn. That part is just your turn. It's just your turn. And I have no filter with it. Just understand, ladies, you think that you're going to be sitting there smashing the plant manager or the supervisor or the postmaster. It's just your turn at the moment. You're not the special one. Gentlemen, you think that you're just your turn. So please don't take it the wrong way. So we spoke to her. I gave it to her, as raw as I possibly could. Miss K gave it to her as raw as possibly could. She went to work the next day, and lo and behold, she got called into the office. Yeah, she got called into the office by the actual manager and postmaster, and they said, hey, listen, we're going to send you to window training and passport training starting the day after tomorrow. Now, what happened there? She was like, well, what the hell? She thought she was in trouble. Management did know. What happened? What did it tell me? This dude this ain't his first rodeo. He must have been in trouble before. Something like that. And if they're going to sit there and push her up versus getting rid of her, first things first, they're going to talk to the supervisor first, because the supervisor ain't supposed to be sitting there doing that. But, she got blessed. So she was sweating for no reason. That's the good part. The bad part is she has to work at the same place 30 years, looking the same individual in their face. And unless you plan on marrying him, that part, because you're going to get hit on all the time. Men, women, others, you're going to get hit on if you look good. Hell, you ain't even got to look good. You stick around somebody long enough, you start thinking that they look like a dime piece, a number 10. But that was a lucky scenario, I would say, for her, because she was about to quit. She was about to allow that situation to affect it to the point where it was going to mess with her, what's the word? Shmoney. You can't allow nobody to mess with your shmoney. And people tend to get distracted by whatever they see and let it interfere with their shmoney. Part 1, she lucked out. She'll keep me informed. Part 2, beautiful young lady. She works. She flaunts. She walks around with her clothes painted on at work. She meets one of the top dogs, and that's exactly what he is, dog. Yeah, dog. You know who you are. He tells her all the things that she wants to hear, whether or not she's gullible or not. It's on her. He's got her probably about 20 years. Sells her the dream. Sells her the dream. She gets promoted. Sells her the dream. She gets moved up. Sells her the dream. Promises her a baby. Sells her the dream. In the back of her head, she's like, oh man, I'm gonna be married. I'm gonna be part of this $100,000 a year gentleman. sells her a dream. She goes and gets pregnant, sold her a dream, then tells her, if you have that baby, I will ruin your life at the post office. You will have no postal career. That dude is a pig, but she put herself in it. She put herself in it. So what does she do in that scenario? What does she do? Well, she don't have no baby now, so we know what she did. But she also opened her mouth. Another part that I mentioned in my other videos, your business that go on behind closed doors should not come to light at the post office unless you brought it to the post office. So she decided her postal career was worth more than a life and whatever this upper said to her. Now, to me, that's some context. Caucasian black girl. Caucasian male black girl. You go ahead and have that. I'm gonna ruin your career. To me, in the middle, that sounds like some old slave mentality type shh. And I don't like to think like that, but that's exactly what it was. He saw the opportunity. He was an opportunist. She fell for it. And now she pays the price because you have to live with that for the remainder of your days. You know who you are. I say all of this because, ladies and gentlemen, each and every one of us are human. Human. Not Republican, not Democrat, not indifferent, not other, not LGL. We are all human. We have feelings and we have emotions. Whether you choose to bring your feelings and your emotions to the place that you work has to be a decision that you make with all of your intelligence that you could possibly possess in your head, whether or not you are willing to utilize the place that you work, your career, and bring your emotions, your feelings, your humanism there and allow it to be trampled on by managers, by co-workers, by others, because you will have to live with your decision for the remainder of your days while you work there. But here's the kicker. Not only did I hear that, I heard about how so many people with the powers up here tend to prey on the people that are down here. Now, this is not just men. This is women as well that have the power that prey on the people down here. You do this or else this happens. You do that or else that happens. Now, I know the women say, oh, that's not something that happened. No woman's going to say yes, and yes. Because a woman postmaster that wants what she wants can make a carrier's life miserable if she chooses to. Because she has that power. And it happens. It happens. I know personally about, some trainers. They say, hey, I need this favor and maybe I'll pass you. That happens. That happens. I got emails about that. About, oh, this trainer was trying to get at me, and because I didn't give him my number, he failed me when I was taking the CCA test. Ain't that something? Don't put yourself in these scenarios. These ladies go to take the CCA driving test and they come there dressed like a dime, and you get in these dusty ass trucks. Why do you want the attention drawn to you? And then you see who your trainer is and you're like, yeah, nah. And now what? You're fresh out of luck. You can't take the test again. Better yet, here's something for all of the upper management that works, the working management. We'll put it to that, the working management. I was told, because I have a friend that works in Maryland for the Postal Police Department. And she told me something that blew my mind. She said, they're starting to plant people in place for these predators, because that's what they are, predators, for their predatory behavior. So, Miss Super Postmaster that preys on all the young studs, and then all of a sudden they get fired or they get written up or they get harassed. They're planting workers to see if this happens, because once that happens, now they have the proof. They're planting pretty women in place to document what happens. I witnessed it today. I watched this one sorry dude at my plant that preys on all the women. Sorry! He prey on all the girls. Goofy looking dude. And he just, and if they don't give him play, he make their life hell. That's what happens. It's a big cluster of bull. That's what happens. If you're not ready for this place, I don't think anybody's ready for this. But this is Jay putting it forward, being blunt with it, letting people know, because I know the manager's watching me. That don't even bother me at this point, because you can silence only but some things. But you can't silence everything, because people know. I'm at that point in my little postal journey where I don't really care what the uppers think, because I'm not saying nothing that's false. I'm not talking negatively. I do speak positive of this place because it's a great place to retire your future. But I'm keeping it real. I'm letting people know the stuff that they were never aware of before they step foot into the building. Why does somebody that comes off the street have to deal with a manager that wants to sit there and prey on them because they look good? Man or woman. Man or woman. See, when I drop the truth bombs, people get offended. I get people that walk up to me like, yo, man, you went in, man. You gotta watch what you say. I'm not watching anything, because the truth is between all them idiots and God. Because I can't make this stuff up. The comment section can't make this stuff up. This stuff happens everywhere USA. You guys call me with this. This is what happens on a regular basis. And Mr. DeJoy, I pray that one day you come across one of my videos and see the passion that I have for this company. I know what you do. I'm in logistics 100% myself. But I pray that you replace who needs to be replaced and put individuals in place that are actually for this company and not for self. Because what these people, what this younger generation has to deal with, I pick at them all the time about being lazy. But at the same time, they should never have to walk into a place and feel uncomfortable every day. They should never have to dread coming to work, not because of the work, but because of who they have to interact with. My stepdaughter works in and she got to deal with some chump that always sweating her. Always. She's always asking to go to different areas. Why? Because some chump sweating her. And because she's not interested, she gets disciplined or moved to a different section. I mean, come on, man. They put people in power that do not belong in power. They put people in power that they have their friends. Oh, what's the word? Nepotism. Something that they posted on the site that said that they're going to eliminate. We'll eliminate it. Eliminate it. Help this place become better by replacing the sorry management that you guys already have in place with people that actually want this place to succeed. The people that are not sitting there being predatory on those that are less fortunate. the newcomers. It happens every damn year. Every holiday season, we get all the holidays workers in there, and these guys are like sharpening their damn knife and fork, and they ready to go eat. It happens. Let's not play dumb and not turn a blind eye to it. It happens. This is JH. Ha ha. With another one.